I don't want to work. Bang away with my guns all day. Hey, 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 I don't want to work. I just want to play with my guns all day. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, now we got that over. Welcome to another Ballistic Rants with Rant and Fury. And today is going to be the 257 Roberts from the Ruger No. 1 video. Brief history of it. It was invented in the 1920s by the late Ned Roberts, who was a gun rider and hunter. He used the 7x57 case, the full length of it. He didn't shorten it down any. They tweaked the angle of it when Remington finally adopted it in 1934 in their Model 30 rifle. That was kind of like a purpose-built version of the Model 17 service rifle that we used in World War One. After the war, a lot of people was taking the Model 17 and sporterizing it. Well, Remington was making them right off the bat, and well, people are sporterizing them. It must be a decent enough rifle, so they went ahead and used that as the basis for one of their first bolt-action sporting rifles after World War One. It was also used in the Winchester 54, which was the predecessor to the Model 70 that we all know and love, albeit the pre-64 versions and the controlled feed versions. Now, America has had a lot of experience with 25 caliber cartridges. You had the 25-20, which was a neck down. 32-20 for the Winchester 73. It was a varmint round. You could kill squirrels, you can kill rabbits, coyotes. It was considered real easy on the shoulder. Kids could use it. A lot of them grew up with that and the 22 long rifle at one point. Then Winchester brought out the Model 94, the second cartridge for it, besides the 30-30, which was the first U.S. commercial rifle using smokeless powder, was the 25-35 Winchester, and it used 86 grain projectiles, which was a little heavier than the 60 grainers that was used in the 25-20, and it was promoted as a general purpose deer or varmint cartridge, although today it wouldn't make it much because it barely has 1,200 pounds of energy out the muzzle, or foot-pounds out the muzzle. Usually you have to have about 1,000 pounds to safely and ethically kill a deer, though I know people, including my late father, that did it with 22 magnums with the right circumstances. So the 25 caliber was around well before the 25 or 257 Roberts was around. People experimented with various Wildcats. They necked the 30-40 crack down to 25 caliber. The 303 British in the Commonwealth colonies and countries was necked to 25 as well. So, give me a second and I'm going to reset the. Okay, on the right, you have the 257 Roberts versus the 30-06. So you can see the difference in the lengths of it. Americans tend to pick up military surplus, whether it be on the battlefield or after it's marked off, pretty easy, and do what they want to with it, including experimenting with the cartridges. The 257 was a near cousin to the 6.5 Swedish Mauser. Let me put them beside each other. The shoulder is about in the same place. The neck is about the same. Mauser actually came out with a 6.5 by 57 versus the 6.5 by 55 Swede as a sporting caliber. He wanted it to take off as a military caliber, but a lot of the 6.5 craze died off after the Japanese, Italians, and Swedes adopted it. I think maybe the Dutch and Romanians as well. So you can see they're pretty similar in length and capability. So the 257 came out after the Swede. Now, I've said in the past that the 57 case length is a bit bastard versus the standard 308 length, and here we got a 308 right here. The tips are about the same, and I don't know if they could do maybe just a compromise action to where they could make one just a hair bit longer to where you could use both the 7x57 and 308s and not be wasting much material. But it would be nice. Now next up, I'm going to have a cartridge that everybody loves to swears the second coming of ballistic god or piss on it all the time. That is the 6.5 Creedmoor. Excuse me, I'm a little bit of a butterfingers today. And this is probably one reason why the 257 will never make much of a comeback, because you've got the Creedmoor. Let me put the 308 back up to the left side of it. It'll handle up to 140 grain projectiles, while the 257 standard twist handles 117, 120s. Thing is, the 257 was meant for hunting to begin with, the 6.5 with match bullets, and they're trying to make VLD hunting bullets, and I don't think that's working out quite as good. My hand loads usually use a Nosler ballistic tip, but I haven't shot any deer with it, so I couldn't really tell you. Now, it's a little bit shorter case and shoulder. To me, the 260 Remington, which was a full-length 308 case, would have made more sense. But this isn't about them, it's about the 257. The 257 currently in American fire or ammo companies is being made in plus P, and what was a lot of the surplus actions that was coming into the country was the small ring Mauser, which would only handle about 45,000 copper units of pressure, or 45,000 psi, I forget which. I'll have to double check later. Versus about the 50,000 mark of the 98 style and modern actions. So they had to load the 257 light for the older wore out small rings, or not wore out, but you know, just the small rings in general, or risk safety issues. Well, come about the 1980s, you had people like Ruger. I think maybe the Yugoslavs in their Mini Mark X had the 257 Roberts. I'll have to double check. You also had the Model 53 and Model 70s at one point that was chambered in the round, which could take higher pressure. So somehow somebody brought out the plus P loading, which is what this is. This is actually an old stock of Federal I've had for a very long time. It's got the plus P. Let me adjust that. It's got the plus P on the listing. It's the Nosler partition. The price on this is about a third of what it goes for now, if you can even find it on shelves or have to order it in. The 257 with the partition, you could use it for whitetails, of course. You could use it on antelope. You could even use it on mule deer. Oh, neighbor's dog going off on something. Bear with me. So, I mean, you choose your shots, and considering this is not a hard recoiling cartridge, you could probably anchor anything you wanted to, not moose or anything like that, but the Swedes, like the 6.5 pretty good, they moose hunt with the 6.5. But you've also got the 140 grain up to 156, 160 grainers, which is 40 grains or 33% more mass hitting the animal, which makes a big difference, especially the Newtonian physics part of it. They have a 25 Creedmoor out, but I don't know if it's going to take off at all. It's kind of a weird situation. I would have felt better if they would have done it on the full-size 308 short case. Now everybody knows about the 25-06. That was another Wildcat that Remington brought out. That was 25 caliber, but full-length 30-06. And that seems to, for a while there around here, it was like the whitetail cartridge after the 30-06. People kind of skipped over the 270 a bit and went with it because it was a little bit less recoil. It was a good bean field, cornfield gun, which you have in this area some, but you also have woods. You also got the 257 Weatherby Magnum, 257 RPM, which both are barrel burners, but they also hit like the hammer of God as long as you put the shot in the right place. That's the main thing. Good shot placement and make sure it hits. Well, folks, let me hop off of here. I've got another video to film in a little bit. Take care. Have a nice day.